Welcome. On this video we're going to talk about WordPress, exactly what WordPress is and why you need it. Now you may have heard of WordPress before, maybe you haven't. It's not really important, but by the end of this video you'll know exactly what WordPress is and why it's the best choice when you're going to build a website. But first we're going to talk about why you need a CMS. And in order to do that, we need to talk about what a CMS is. Now, CMS stands for Content Management System. So what is a content management system? Well, a content management system, just like the name implies, keeps track and manages all of the pages on your website in a database. And this makes it very easy for you to add pages to your website, to delete pages that are on your website, or make any changes to existing pages that exist on your website. And this cuts down on needing a website expert to make any changes that you need to do on the fly because you're marketing online. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's better to actually be able to see it than hear me talk about it. Now this is a content management system right here. And this view would be on an administrative part of a website, sort of a back end that only people who are managing the website can access. And as you can see, there's a lot of things that it can do right here. And what we're going to focus on right now is the pages of this website. And you see that they're listed out right here. There's quite a few pages on there, about 23. And if I needed to make a change to one of these pages, all I would have to do is find it in the list and click on the page. And here's all the text for the page right here. And to make the change, I just click in there. Once I updated this, now the website would be changed. If I wanted to add a new page, I could just add new right here. And you even see that this may look familiar to you. And that is what the link on a Google search result would look like. And we can even control how that's set up. Now obviously there's a lot more that it can do right now. But I'm not going to go into all the specifics of a content management system. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to manipulate the pages of your website when you're using one. So, why is all this important? And the reason it is because to be successful online, your site will have to grow as your search engine marketing campaign grows. And over time, this adds up. And mature websites that have been search marketing for a long time can grow to be over 100 pages long and even larger. I mean, for a local business, that's a pretty big website. For a national business, many times their websites have millions of pages on it. But the reason this is important is because it would cost you a ton of money if every time you had to add a new page to the website, you were doing it the old way, which would be to copy over the code that generates a website and then make all the changes within the code for what you want different from page to page. Content management systems make adding content to your site a breeze, and this will save you money in the long run. But it comes down to the difficult question of what content management system should I choose? Because there are many to choose from. Some of the most popular ones are Joomla, Drupal, .NET Nuke, ModX, and WordPress. And if you're a website novice, as most local small business owners are, it's hard to tell one from the next. So which one should you choose? So for the rest of this presentation, we're going to focus on one, and that is WordPress. So why choose WordPress? Well, first, WordPress is the most popular content management system in the world. And there's approximately 64 million websites that use WordPress as their content management system. And there's a reason for this. As it stands right now, about 25% of new sites that come onto the internet are using WordPress. And this is huge. And the reason people choose WordPress is because WordPress is well built, it's stable, it's secure, and it's easy to use. And the reason that it is all these things is because there's a team of developers from all over the world that are constantly working on improving WordPress and keeping it secure for you. If you were to try to do this on their own, and I believe somebody did the math on all the development time that's gone into WordPress, it would cost you something like $4 million to build this from scratch for yourself. But there's even more reasons that you should choose WordPress. And one of the biggest one is something called plugins. So what are plugins? Well, first, plugins are part of the reason that WordPress is the #1 choice for anyone that markets a website online. And you'll understand why when I explain to you what a plugin is. A plugin could be any sort of added functionality that you want on your website. This could be a picture gallery that shows a portfolio of your work. This could be enhanced search features. This could be video enhancements to your site. And just like the name implies, this added functionality can be plugged right into the WordPress installation. And what this does is it saves you from having to pay somebody to develop the image gallery for you, because somebody has already done it. And they've already created it so it fits nicely right into the website. All you have to do is install it and do some configuration rather than build it from scratch. Now, the best part of this is WordPress has a large amount of plugins, and thousands, that are geared towards marketing a website online. And they make this a lot easier and save you a lot of money on development costs for many of the tasks that need to take place in order to effectively market a website online. Now, you may have heard that WordPress is free. And WordPress is free. That's because WordPress is part of what's called the open source initiative. And this means that all of the code is freely available to any developer to go in and change, or make adjustments, or add to the main project if they've made positive changes to it. You can contrast this to something like Microsoft Word or Windows, where developers don't have access to that code. It just is what it is. So with that, it still doesn't mean it comes as a ready-made website. When you download the free WordPress, all you get is the base installation. If you want more, you have to add to the platform. So let me explain exactly what that means. So here's how it works. WordPress is like the engine of a car. It's the driving force behind a website. But just like an engine of a car, it can't get a whole lot accomplished on its own. You could start it up, you can run it, it'll make noise, it'll do stuff, but it's not really effective for what you need from a car. Now, in order for an engine to be beneficial, it has to have a chassis or framework around it. And what you see right there to the right, although crude, is enough to drive the automobile, and now you have something where you can accomplish a goal, which is, in this case, get from point A to point B. Now, going with our analogy, once WordPress is installed on your site, it needs to be expanded, and a framework is built around it. And this framework is what represents the layout of your site, the navigation, where you want content, how many pages do you need, and basically the specific needs of your site and your business and what niche that you're in. Then, finally, panels are put on the car, and it's complete and ready to drive. And this is just like the design of your site. The design of your site sits on top of the WordPress framework that I talked about in the last slide. And this is your branding. This is what makes it look good and stand out and attract people to it. And once you have all these elements together, this is when you have your fully functioning business site that's ready to be marketed online and start generating leads for you. So let's go over why your website should be built on WordPress. One, WordPress is fast. And this is because it's well built and it stays up with the latest technologies of the internet. And like I talked about, there's a team of developers behind it that are constantly working on it for you. WordPress is also secure. And this also stems from this team of developers that are constantly keeping up with the new and emerging threats online and making sure that your WordPress installation is immune from them. WordPress will also save you thousands of dollars in development costs. One, because the base installation is free. It's like getting a free engine for the hot rod that you want to build. And because of the excellent plugin system that WordPress has. But probably the most important is that WordPress is perfectly designed for online marketing, which is really what you're interested in. You didn't build your website for your health. You put it out there as a marketing tool to make your phone ring. And you want to use the best tools available to you. And in this case, that would be WordPress. So that is the end of this video here. I hope you got all the information that you need and probably a little bit more, but now you understand that there is a better way to build websites where they act more like software, where you can manipulate them and respond to the environment of your marketing online.